People of the verse, hello, welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator here. In this video, we are going to have a debate, a poll that I ask in the community tab. Is Orison the most insane game level ever made in the video gaming industry? I ask you guys to answer yes or no. And over 1,000 people answered the question, so we will be checking out the results. But first, let's check out again this amazing episode of Inside Star Citizen. I'm going to comment it with you guys, give you my reactions, and then we'll be answering that question and check everything else. Before we do that, guys, of course, let's talk about this month's giveaway, which is quite exceptional, as I am giving away a novel Tomber Tank with 10 years of LTI. All you have to do is to subscribe to this channel and my new channel, The Eradicators, which is where I talk everything that is pretty much non-Star Citizen related. We got this crazy police simulator here, gameplay video, which was really hilarious. We got tons of other things. I covered E3 quite extensively. Please check it out. The link is in the description down below. Also, the subscribers of this channel on Patreon and via the Join Button membership have access to this beautiful RSI Scorpius with LTI. There are only 66 entries so far on Discord, so that's not a lot. People who sign up on Discord Imperium should have access to my Discord channel. I have monthly giveaways there, and so this month it is a RSI Scorpius with only 66 entries. It's really not a lot. Guys, let's talk about Crusader here and this beautiful episode here. Oops. And this beautiful episode here of Crusader. Let's go. I mean, look at how amazing it looks already from far away. I know some people don't really like the looks of it, so I've read two things. First, either this is going to be the final looks and they want it to be a little bit different and quite alien compared to what we've had so far in the placeholders, it's possible, or it could be because of a bug that some of the clouds just appear to be transparent and that it's going to change over time. Either way, I'm fine with both. I think that this, even if this is temporary, it still looks quite amazing, quite alien, and well, satisfying to me. I don't know what you guys think.
Goosebumps. So I don't know. I hope you feel the passion, not just from the audio team, but from everyone that poured a lot of work into this.
By the way, listen to the music, guys. This is the new music that will be coming in with Orison.
I hope music gives justice to the thousands of man hours that were put in this place.
Absolutely crazy. And keep diving down and down, and then will come Orison.
So much better than we ever hoped it would be when we started working on Crusader half a year ago.
Well, half a year ago they started working on Crusader with this current tech, but they've been working on Crusader for more than half a year ago. They've been iterating on various different prototypes and ideas for years now. So what we're seeing here is the result of what they started doing half a year ago, but they've been working on that for much longer period of time.
Very different than what you'd see. You know, there's huge vistas to look at, these beautiful sunsets to look at, but also almost too perfect a world.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a utopia, but at the same time, we know that Crusader is kind of like this social justice ideals, you know. It's like they want to create their perfect world according to how the universe should be running according to their own ideals, and this is how it's looking like. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be entirely as perfect as it seems. We can count on CIG for making sure of that.
I guess the biggest reaction that we're trying to create is this insane sense of scale, and we really want to capture that sense of Orison just sprawling out into the distance.
I've seen our backers get excited about all kinds of tiny little details that you'd think.
Look at the reflection of the water. That is also quite crazy. And we're gonna see some fountains a little bit later as well. This is also amazing attention to detail, and it is this attention to detail that you can see all over Star Citizen as a whole that makes this game so realistic and immersive.
That doesn't really matter, but
it
the first time I saw it for myself, it was beautiful.
There's a Crusader workshop where you can see that they're building the ships. And that's what they're talking. Look at the sense of scale. Is like you cannot even see you cannot even see where the city ends, you know, because you are in the clouds, which totally makes sense. So Yeah, it's Orison doesn't seem as big as New Babbage because New Babbage you can see all over the place. But it is very spread out at the same time, and you get that sense that the distances are bigger than they actually are because of the haze of the gas giant.
Give an environment character beyond just the architecture and the shape of it is things that are super important, like the dressing, the props that are played.
Yeah, look at there's this whole pink salmon type of color that's omnipresent over the place, and I like that. It's type of the it definitely is the signature color of Crusader, and it only makes sense that Orison is following that color as well. But we're gonna see that the characters have a different color pattern, which is an interesting contrast you're gonna see later.
Around the foliage, a lot of it is about adding that human element in, because if you have no dressing, you just got architecture, it feels very sterile and doesn't feel very real. So one way we try to add that character into a location is through what we call our graphic standards, which includes fonts and iconography and just style of lines and things. And those can be different between whole landing zones, but they could also be different within landing zones.
Interesting. Today's weather, windy. Tomorrow's weather, windy and cloudy. I think we're going to have a lot of weather like that on Crusader.
Depending on it, it might be more industrial
so
looking, it might be more habitational looking, or medical, for example. There's different ways you can do that.
And so
One
many
thing
people
that we
have
talked
been
about
waiting
was
for
tourism is a big part
for
of the
this
industry.
city
You
to
want
come
paint
to
a
live and
picture.
call it home,
You
including
want to have a
myself.
postcard shot.
I mean, until now it was New Babbage. Look at the
Consume
fountains
through
again.
Your eyes as you see what people are dressed like. What are the vendors wearing? What are they selling? What are they talking? The people that come up to you. What's the average person look like? Like that tells so much about an area. In this case, we kind of focused in on sort of this 1950s Americana, like the white picket fence, the perfect family unit, the Norman Rockwell sort of painting. Like, what is that sci-fi version of that? Even the guys wearing.
And you can see that's what I was talking about. The entire environment has this pink color, but the people have this teal color pattern here, which is a very nice looking contrast. I've always thought that teal and pink always match very well, and that's what they've decided to go for, and it's a very good choice.
Suits. It's like that traditional, well-dressed businessman of that era, and that kind of was our jumping off point. It's got a much different feel than a lot of the zones because of that.
And I like these effects here with those little pink leaves.
Performance is one of the biggest challenges, especially for lighting.
So this is something that has been plaguing the PTU. Right now it's under EvoCaddy, right? They are trying to optimize performance as much as possible to try to get a reasonable frame rate for the players. Some of the EvoCaddies, I've read that these are just rumors, right? So take this with a pinch of salt, of course. But people are saying that right now 100% of their GPUs are being used by Orison with frame rates of 10 to 15 frames per second, according to, again, what I've seen and what I've been told. So take everything with a pinch of salt. Obviously, take those as rumors. So obviously, this is not satisfactory, and this is something that CIG are going to work on for the next couple of weeks to try to bring that up to maybe 25, 30. We'll see how it goes, but that is obviously the main issue because of all the details and the clouds and all the particle effects. It's just a crazy amount of work, and it's something that at this scale has never been done before. We're talking about an entire gas giant with its biomes and atmosphere and clouds. It's groundbreaking, and of course, because it's groundbreaking and it's never been done before, then it
for lighting, we wanted
having
to
a heavy toll on
a
hardware.
nice contrast between kind of a friendly, welcoming mood for the commercial and tourism areas, and then at the same time, not an unwelcoming mood, but more of a functional kind of high-tech workspace for the other industrial platforms. And then at the same time, we also want to add further contrast so that at daytime, it's very clean, it's very bright, and then at nighttime, you get a little bit more varied color palette.
It's still very clean.
Because we want to have all
well,
this
that's
light
maybe saturated,
at nighttime,
but that's the whole
we have
effect
to
that they
take
want to
into
have,
account
of course.
the level of detail that we expect, while also leaving enough room in the lighting budget for all of these lights, like one platform further away from you, 2 platforms, 3, and even further than that. So lighting is a big challenge.
particularly one of my personal favourite bits with the butterflies and the fireflies that come out at night in the garden. They are absolutely stunning.
I don't know about this. What I think more interesting here are those big ships that are flying from one place to another. Apparently, these are like industrial barges that transport goods and materials, because let's not forget that Orison is an industrial area where Crusader Industries is building their ships. So it is a shipbuilding facility. Let's not forget that as well. And that is why I think that all those large moving objects are going to be maybe also reasons why the whole area is having performance issues, and maybe this is something they're going to have to scale down, reduce the amount of them, or maybe scrap them all together, just like they've scrapped NPC traffic for now, because it just is going to have such a heavy toll on performance. We'll see, but I have a feeling that maybe they are going to have to remove those big barges or big transporters here that fly in the sky. I think that these are going to be maybe a way that a cheap way they're going to be able to improve performance in the future. We'll see.
It's one of those things you don't necessarily notice the little details consciously, but it just breathes so much life into an otherwise empty space. In the case of the platform thrusters, you've got to communicate why this platform is floating. It's got this massive platform. It's got to have some way of staying in the air. So the idea is that these thrusters are there to keep this platform in situ. Otherwise, you're just going to fall out of the sky and fall into the gas giant.
And Topapi did confirm, by the way, in yesterday's Star Citizen Live, that these thrusters here, if these thrusters don't keep the platforms up, they are going to fall onto the surface. Indeed, it's going to be interesting, because maybe there will be scenarios in which a terrorist organization will, take control of the thrusters and threaten to sink the city, and there can be many scenarios because of this particular situation that we may eventually get to experience in the verse. So I guess we'll see what the devs will have in store for us.
Been a bit technically challenging, but I think it's going to be worth it.
The initial goal and reference point for generating clouds,
amazing.
like realistic looking clouds that are convincing for the player, or like for everybody, obviously, is always going to be Earth. But Art Direction wanted something less Earth-like and a bit more alien, if you will. And
it should be, because again, it's a gas giant. Clouds don't work necessarily the same in gas giants and on Earth. The composition of the clouds might not even be the same as well. On Earth, the clouds here are made of water, right? But what about on Crusader? What are the clouds made of? Is it ammonia? Is it probably not? That will be toxic, right? Is it helium? Is it hydrogen? What is this made of, right? That'll be very interesting for CIG to know. And how are clouds made of different gases? How do clouds made of different gases look like? How do they react? I'm not a scientist, but CIG has hired scientists. Maybe this is actually an accurate representation of how clouds do look like in a gas giant.
That was one of the bigger challenges.
I definitely know there's some visual artifacts that you can see sometimes in high contrast areas or in the distance and stuff. But I know that if it's not fixed by 3.14, that Carson and the team will definitely be able to work on those and improve those.
Yeah. So it was confirmed that there will be multiple iterations, and that some of the artifacts and graphical glitches will be fixed in further patches. So I think it's already looking fantastic, and the fact that this is like just the first iteration, it's going to look better and better, is just mind-blowing. And just like, for example, this is also what happened with ArcCorp. ArcCorp, which was released in Star Citizen Alpha 3.5, if I'm correct. Yeah, 3.5 got eventually better and better. 3.6, 3.7, all the way to now. If you remember, ArcCorp, the performance was just terrible when it was released because it's entire city planet. And now you can easily get 60 frames per second on ArcCorp, and it's going to be the same with Orison, I have no doubt.
Great that the cloud tech is going out as it is, because it does look amazing. Everything that's gonna have clouds will use this technology.
Everything's gonna have clouds, and everything should have clouds. Not everything, but any planets with a significant atmosphere should have clouds. Hurston should have clouds. ArcCorp should have clouds, and especially Marcotex should have lots of snowy clouds too.
Well, it's there already. It's so promising that we have no doubt it's gonna be amazing once it's fully realized and deployed in the whole universe.
Look at that, those deep pink clouds here. It looks also quite menacing too. It's beautiful, welcoming, and menacing at the same time. I cannot wait to be flying my ship in those clouds too. We will have races there. Exploration, looking for the whales, maybe. Oh, this is so great.
For the planet, we wanted to feel the more grandeur element of Crusader. It's a fantastic planet. I think the music is the first thing that makes you understand the culture and the tone of the place. The guidance I got from Darren when you...
Yeah, there's the shuttle again. So unfortunately, yeah, the shuttle is not for us. We will not get to fly. John Crew doesn't want that. Apparently there are going to be two lines. There's going to be a touristic line and just the regular line that will take you from one place to another, like at Dubavitch.
Land is that you wanted to feel as if you were looking at an eternal sunset or something like that. I mean, kind of like makes you go into the most human part of you.
Very nice. You can see again here, like, you know, there's this haze here, so that's probably what happens when there's a cloud that moves through the city, just in the haze like that.
And for the industrial part, we wanted to make sure we felt the grandeur of the industrious mind of engineers that work there and construct all the beautiful ships that we have in Star Citizen.
So cool. And at the same time, it's looking just like the concept arts.
I certainly really...
Which is wonderful, because if you remember those concept arts of Crusader and especially Orison, they looked so crazy. People thought there's no way they're going to pull this off, and they did.
Much more deeper than usual.
That is such an
even
incredible
more deeper.
feature.
I mean, I try to go deeper and deeper in everything I go. So hope you guys enjoy it.
That is such great work, guys. And this is why I asked this question, guys: is Orison explorable gas giant with clouds plus clouds? I'm including Crusader at the same time. The craziest game level ever designed in video game industry. By game level, I'm talking about, you know, all the platforms and all the features as well, right? So it's not just Orison itself, but all the surrounding, meaning being in a gas giant that is explorable. Is Orison the craziest game level ever designed in the video game industry? I asked that in the community tab, and over 1,000 people voted. 64% of you guys said yes, 36% said no. I have 35 comments. We are going to check them out right here. And we'll start with Squiggly Chris here. Orison would bring any game engine to its knees from the cloud rendering alone. Apparently, people are saying that it's not the cloud system is not that much of a heavy toll. It's more like all the details of Orison itself that reduce the frame rate squiggly. So that's what people are saying right now. We'll see. Tetrastigma says, I think Orison is indeed crazy and more importantly beautiful. It is so amazing. But there are some game levels far crazier, like anything that takes place in liminal space, or in-game levels with non-elliptical geometry that can take some real crazy. Okay, all right. Okay, that is also a very good point indeed. I mean, I wouldn't say itself it's crazy, but once you add the fact that the whole area is just a very small part of a massive painting, it becomes pretty crazy. Here, Nikolai Alvarez says, I would say that every planet in Star Citizen is the craziest maps in the game industry, not only for scales and details. Yes, that is also true. That's so much work here done by CIG. Max Power, member of this community here, a subscriber, 1 year and 4 months. Max Power. I need to get new icons for you guys, by the way. I'll try to get them this weekend or over the next week. Until they make an NPC work and the location feel alive, I'll give props to GTA or Red Dead. Yeah, it's true that Red Dead has a crazy game world as well. ArcCorp should be the most impressive if they can make it fully populated. That is true. That is true. Oh, why is it in caps? Skullship here says, I wish they would make levels more explorable. This is something that they plan to do. Skullship, that is what the Montreal team is going to try to be doing. They will first start with Lorville, for example. They're going to work on Lorville next, so who knows, maybe they will. They look cool, but they're recently enough, not today, after games like Skyrim. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, School Kid, but I think that in the future we should expect more to be explorable with the Memorial team. L3O, long time no see, L3O. Everything CIG does is the craziest thing in the game industry. TH7, as level design goes, no. As environmental RPs, yes. Oh, that seems to be the trend of what you guys are saying here. The environment is the craziest, right? Better see it with your own eyes than hear it 100 times. That is also true. Cooler Pure says, we will see. I have no doubt that it will look amazing and could be part of the entire game. Could be set, but until it's in our hands, we can't build too much hype for it. All right, seems to be the trend here. You guys are like wait and see, and you know, it's like, you know, the city not itself, but the environment. I tend to be agreeing with that too. Overall, I'm so hyped. I want to say yes as well. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this kind of content, you like this channel, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, as it really helps a lot. If you want to help me out with the channel, please consider helping me on Patreon, as it really helps this channel a lot. Pages that are $1 a month, you get access to my Discord channel. You really help me create better content. Whenever I have time, I try to write scripts for better quality, so that much appreciated too. And I'll see you guys next time for more content on the channel. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks, such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.